My heart nearly burst when I saw my daughter, Ava, lying on the front lawn, her yellow sundress soaked in blood, her face twisted in pain. Her 2 front teeth were gone. Hovering above her was Meredith Dalton, the president of the Lake Haven Meadows HOA. Her fists were clenched, her expression hard with disdain. "People like you don't belong here," she snapped. That moment changed everything. I was going to fight back. I had just been folding laundry when I heard Ava scream. Not her usual whiny I'm bored kind of cry, but a sound so sharp and terrified it went straight through me. I ran out of the house, and what I saw made me freeze. Ava, only 11 and born with Down syndrome, was on the ground, blood pouring from her mouth. Meredith stood there, her expensive sandals planted squarely on the edge of our lawn, pointing at the thin strip of grass that ran between our homes. "She was trespassing," she said coldly. "I've told you before. Control your child." "You hit her," I said, my voice shaking as I dropped to my knees beside Ava. Her lip quivered as she whispered, "Mommy, the mean lady said I can't live in our house." Her hand, sticky with blood, clutched mine. Something inside me snapped. "Call 911, I shouted to our neighbor, Alan Marsh, who stood awkwardly on his porch. "We need an ambulance." "Please," I begged him. Meredith laughed. "Don't bother. My husband plays golf with Chief Monroe every Sunday. Good luck with that." Officer Megan Taylor arrived 20 minutes later. By then, Meredith had been joined by 3 of her HOA committee members, all murmuring among themselves. I wasted no time. "She assaulted my daughter," I told the officer. "Ava was on our property. Meredith hit her." "That's not true," Meredith said smoothly. "She trampled my flower bed. I told her to stop and she fell. You know how kids like her are. Clumsy." My stomach twisted. "She has Down syndrome. She's gentle. She wasn't near your flower bed." Officer Taylor looked from me to Meredith. "Any witnesses?" The neighbors looked away. No one spoke. "I need to take my daughter to the hospital," I said, lifting Ava gently. "But this isn't over." Meredith smirked. "Maybe this will make you think twice about whether this is the right neighborhood for someone like her." At the ER, the attending physician examined Ava and frowned. "This is a clear case of assault. 2 teeth are knocked out completely and the gum is damaged. I have to report this." "Please do," I said. He glanced up. "Did this happen in Lake Haven Meadows?" "Yes." He sighed. "Meredith Dalton. My sister moved out of there after a year. That woman terrorized her. But hurting a child? That's different. I'll send this straight to the DA." But the backlash came fast. That evening, I found a violation notice taped to her door. "Unapproved landscaping. $500 fine." The next day, improper trash bin placement. $750. By the end of the week, we had $4,000 in bogus HOA fines. The message was clear: we were being pushed out. What Meredith didn't know was that I had been a civil rights attorney before Ava was born, and I still knew how to fight. I called Mark Jensen, an old colleague. "This is textbook discrimination," he said, reviewing the violation notices. "They're targeting you because of Ava's disability. That's illegal. But how do we prove it?" "We start with these violations. Then we find a pattern." "No one will speak against her," I warned. "They're all scared." "Then we make silence harder than speaking." We installed a legal security camera facing the strip of grass. Then we filed a complaint with the State Housing Board and a civil suit against Meredith and the HOA. And then, a miracle. I received an anonymous email. "We're not all like her," it read. Attached was a video of a recent HOA meeting. Meredith stood at the podium saying, "I don't care what federal law says. We don't need disabled kids bringing down our home values. Lake Haven needs to stay exclusive." A man's voice asked, "Isn't that illegal?" Meredith chuckled. "My husband can handle lawsuits. Trust me, we know how to make things disappear." I forwarded it to Mark. "Is this enough?" "It's everything. Let's go public." We launched a website, justicefarava.org. It showed her bloodied face, the doctor's report, and the video. "My daughter was assaulted. Now we're being driven out. This is what discrimination looks like." It went viral. By the next morning, local news crews were outside. But that same night, a brick smashed our front window. The note read, "Leave or worse." Officer Ana Rivera arrived. She was quiet, serious. This matches 3 other incidents we've been tracking. All victims had filed complaints about the HOA. No one ever pressed charges. They were afraid. They were. But your website changed that. We've had calls all night. People are ready to talk. The DA called next. We're filing charges, assault of a vulnerable person, harassment, and civil rights violations. And we're opening a broader investigation into the HOA. The news rocked Lake Haven. Meredith was arrested, released on bail, and her allies protested outside our home. But something unexpected happened. Neighbors who had once stayed silent now formed a protective ring around our property, holding signs that said, "Ava belongs here." Even more shocking was the knock at our door 3 days later. It was Martin Dalton, Meredith's husband. "May I speak with you?" I hesitated. "I want to help." He handed me a flash drive. Financial records. Emails. Bribes. "I can't be part of it anymore." "Why now?" "Because your daughter didn't deserve this." "No one does." With his information, the investigation exploded. 5 board members took plea deals. Meredith went to trial. Ava, with her temporary dental implants, bravely testified. She said I was wrong. And she hit me. The courtroom wept. Meredith showed no emotion. The verdict, guilty. The sentence, 5 years in prison, $2 million restitution, and a lifetime ban from any HOA leadership. Lake Haven changed. A new board was elected. Inclusion became the community's theme. Property values rose. 3 months later, we hosted a block party called Everyone Belongs. Ava was hesitant at first, but when the other kids invited her to play, she smiled. A full, radiant smile. A neighbor approached me. "I saw what happened that day. I was too scared to speak. But you reminded us that silence helps the wrong side." That night, as I tucked Ava into bed, she asked, "Mommy, do I really belong here?" I kissed her forehead. "You belong anywhere, my brave girl. Always." She grinned, her new teeth sparkling. "I'm glad we didn't leave. I'm glad we fought." "Me too," I whispered. "Because this fight wasn't just for us. It was for everyone who's ever been told they don't belong. And sometimes fighting back changes everything." My heart nearly burst when I saw my daughter, Ava, lying on the front lawn, her yellow sundress soaked in blood, her face twisted in pain. Her 2 front teeth were gone. Hovering above her was Meredith Dalton, the president of the Lake Haven Meadows HOA. Her fists were clenched, her expression hard with disdain. "People like you don't belong here," she snapped. That moment changed everything. I was going to fight back. I had just been folding laundry when I heard Ava scream. Not her usual whiny I'm bored kind of cry, but a sound so sharp and terrified it went straight through me. I ran out of the house, and what I saw made me freeze. Ava, only 11 and born with Down syndrome, was on the ground, blood pouring from her mouth. Meredith stood there, her expensive sandals planted squarely on the edge of our lawn, pointing at the thin strip of grass that ran between